This episode is brought to you by Galveston Pepper Company. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. 3J Sports. All right, guys, we got plenty of stuff to talk about. Let's jump right to it. OTA's wrapped up. Defense we'll start with. Lassiter looks great. Obviously, Hunter, Will Anderson, they've been complimenting each other. Hunter's been talking about how Will Anderson doesn't seem like he's only been in the year one league. League of the year, apologize. Just saying his performance and his mindset, professional-wise, is amazing. Lassiter being complimented by D'Amico, which I'll pull that quote up real quick that I was telling you about. D'Amico's words here. Kamari's a guy that's been locked in since he got here. He's done everything we've asked him to do. He's very competitive, very instinctive, and doesn't make the same mistake twice. I think a lot of guys are fired up to see what he's been able to do, and I'm excited to see him in training camp. And so am I. John, what you think about it, man? I'm going to shoot it your way.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's good to hear such high praise from the head ball coach, and with the clips we've seen, he looks like he's doing good out there. So, yeah, it's always good to hear. If the coach is going to put it out there like that, then, it's good news.
Yeah, I'm just extremely pumped, and this is the most I've been excited about a football season. And I really, honestly, probably the most excited I've been about a football season, to be honest with you. Jimmy, what do you think about it, man? Just seeing Lassiter, everybody having these doubts and this and that, and then look what he's done. Everybody's really impressed with his performance in OTAs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, coming out of the draft, all everybody could talk about is basically the speed, top end speed. But it looks like he's what everybody said he is. He's a dog. He fits D'Amico in the Texans defense. If he can be that lock guy, that's the ultimate proving ground. So he's done everything he can do to show he's the guy. So I fully expect him to be the two. Next to Stingley. So
yeah,
like you said, man, so pumped up and ready. Just it's only June. It's crazy.
Yeah. This is the most I've been for any season. And seeing the defense just all together, and like you said, he's sitting number 2. Stingley is his mentor, and Stingley looks amazing. And I mean, honestly, it just looks like he's just having a ton of fun out there. All of them do. And of course, they know it's business, but it's about meeting your teammates, playing on the field with them a little bit, and getting this going and getting ready for the real deal, which is right around the corner. I mean, look at that defensive setup right there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Seeing Bullock too. A lot of good reports about him, also.
Yeah.
So,
of course, everybody we love Will Anderson about all of his performance he's done. We know he'll have a great year coming up, and we expect him to.
He's gotten bigger too.
He looks huge, and
he's put on like 20 pounds of muscle. It looks like
he's the same size as Hunter. I mean, these two dudes are in. I can't wait to see what that combination is going to be. What you about to say, Jay?
I know. They've been working out with Myles Garrett too, so they've been working out off season with Myles Garrett, and so that's only going to help too. I mean, that guy's a freak. So, Anderson and Hunter, man, I can't wait to. I mean, Watt and Antonio Smith that's our Rushmore of, being playing together, right? So. This year, yeah, the Ninja, man. I loved his celebrations, but we really hadn't had that. We really hadn't had that. We had Watt for so many years, obviously, Hall of Famer and everything. But to have somebody on both sides coming at you with the corners we have, with a year in the system for Petrie to learn it more. You got Bullock back there playing playmaker.
It's beautiful.
The D line, I mean, Daniil Autry, I mean, he's moving to DT.
There's your right there. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Harris is going to have a great year. Aziz. And, yeah, we'll see. I mean, Henry Tioto, like, however you say it, he had a great year up until he got hurt last year. He was making some plays. So, and then you also have Thule, that the undrafted rookie. They've been talking about him a little bit too.
Yeah. Exciting times. So,
Very exciting. But yeah, Caden
did I miss anybody?
Bullock hopping in there. We know is rookie wise getting in there, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he'll do in that rotation behind Ward.
Yeah, and Ward gets hurt all the time. So I mean, unfortunately,
Aziz getting
Yeah.
those sacks and having Hunter and Will Anderson and Autry and Christian Harris, and the whole defense looks really good to me.
oh yeah,
I can't
Got to
wait to
see
see
him
them on the
perform.
field. Just got to get them on the field.
Got to get him on the field and
Being
lace him
healthy.
up and let's go.
Jumping offense wise, Stroud. Yeah, of course Stroud, but Diggs looking great. D'Amico also coming out and talking about his leadership and how everything has been just exactly what he expected with him, which is a professional athlete coming in who's ready to win, and it's all business, and that's what's been going on. And it looks like they're having a good time. Stroud's letting it rip. John, what you think about
Yeah,
seeing Diggs #1 in a Texans uniform?
I like it. Just another piece to another somebody they're gonna have to cover that they can't. So that we'll have our packages together and just who you gonna cover. You know, it's great seeing Stroud that one that thrown over the top to Dell was a nice little throw there. So I'm just excited about everything.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Diggs, Schultz. It's pretty solid right there. Then whoever else you're gonna hold on to or let go. You know,
That's the kicker is that
so it's a competition for that. It's a pretty good problem to have.
we got a bunch
for
of
sure.
nice receivers, and it's tough to see any of these guys go. Like we were talking about Mechie just being a guy that everybody just a fan favorite with everything he's overcome. And man, we all remember what he did at Alabama, and we've all been just
Yep.
waiting for him to let it rip here. And
Yeah, I mean, who knows how much of what he's been through has had an effect, you know, even though he probably
Yeah.
won't say anything. But
of course,
I mean, I'm pulling for the guy, but I mean, he just hadn't shown me anything that, I mean, even when me and Jeremy went to the Browns game last year, he had a couple bad drops. So I don't know if it's a mental thing or, you know, what's going on, but
they said he's looked pretty good during camp. So, which I know they're not.
yeah, I
I
mean,
don't expect them to necessarily come out and say bad things. Well, they did about, at least in Chicagoland, they were saying that the Bears had a really bad one with Caleb Williams and them. But you know, I've heard he's done pretty well.
yeah.
So I expect him to not be.
Oh, I hope he
making
does.
drops because I do. I not. I mean, those are facts. He did have some serious drops that were pretty noticeable.
Yeah, there's that one in the end zone, right, Jeremy?
Schultz did
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
Schultz, you make your freaking catches, you know, which I expect him to. He's gonna get in there and handle business. Get on the
Yeah.
jugs, get some catches.
Yeah, I mean, he made some really tough catches last year too, but like you said, he's, you know, especially that one in the playoffs
He would
against.
drop it, make a drop, and then a few plays later make a huge play with a great catch.
Well, yeah, it was the Browns playoff game. He it went like a curl route, or not a curl route, but a wheel, not really a wheel route, but whatever. He turned up field and had the total momentum and to try to put it around the money. And that was already a 20-yard pass, and he looked like could have kept running and just straight drop. It's like, yeah. But then he had the big touchdown catch, which he almost dropped that too. If you watch it, he had to readjust.
Yeah, he did a tap, little
Yeah.
double
But yeah,
tap on it.
But I'm sure he'll get that fixed. I mean, I'm sure that's a priority for him this offseason. So,
Yep. And of course Mixon in there, not to forget him by any means. He's been in there just taking his handoffs, getting his couple dump passes here and there, getting a feel with it. But I mean, they
kept Pierce for a reason.
ready to play ball, you know. And Pierce, yeah, of course, Pierce handling business. It's great seeing Case Keenum out there. Y'all saw the mariachi band thing he did on the website. You got to check it out. Go to Houston Texans and check it out. I'll see if we can maybe get a link of it. I'll drop it on our shorts. But But yeah, it's pretty funny. So Case Keenum's having a good old time with the team too.
Nice.
Houston legend.
But just kind of changing a little gear here with after talking the offense and switching to Stroud, focusing in on our quarterback here. He's made some comments, but before we jump into the comments and stuff that he's done on a couple of these podcasts, and that's been a little drama on a lot of talk shows and stuff. What do y'all think about Trevor Lawrence and that deal that was made today? $275 million, was it?
It's good for us.
Seeing that, and I said the same thing. Hey, have at it. Y'all keep him in there and pay him and keep him as your starting quarterback. I'd prefer him than anybody else come in and take the job. I like him there, and I think our defense would do well against him. We just need to perform. But that 275, that's a pretty nice payday. My thing is what do y'all think? Stroud's going to be a pretty expensive man. What do you think if he has another great year, of course?
Well, obviously, he'll break the freaking bank.
It's going to be a blank check. Here you go. What do you want?
Well, it's like me and Jimmy were talking earlier about Lawrence, about if you're the Jags, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, he's a decent quarterback, and it's quarterback league, so I think it's just one of those. That's the best they're going to get for a little while, potentially, so might as well lock him up, Those numbers
yeah, right. I heard the first thing he did was go buy a really fancy box of hair size. So, we'll see what he can do this year. But no, Stroud's going to break the bank. It's going to be crazy. I mean, who knows what the money's going to be like by the time. So what, 2 years? 2 years from now is probably usually extend after 3, right?
Yeah.
So 3 or 4. So yeah. Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
Think of
Definitely
all the quarterbacks that won playoff games and got really low pay compared to something like that. I mean, think of all the quarterbacks right now. $275 million. That blows my mind. I mean, how effective has he been there?
He's shown flashes, but I mean, he didn't win a playoff game. But
is it the injury? Was it last year that flash of that little run they had?
The year before, I think.
I mean, because it was up in the air. If you think about it, I mean, it came down to those last few games for everybody.
Yeah, but they lost. That's what they were saying too, with the potentially his shoulder or whatever. I think it was because they were like 8-2 or something, or 7-2. I think after they beat us with that field goal that we missed that hit off the crossbar.
Yep.
But they went on to lose. They gave the division up. But I heard some people speculated his shoulder injury, so it was affecting his play. But who knows? He's never really. I mean, he's shown flashes, like Jeremy said. And then there's other times where he just really doesn't look good,
Yeah.
But yeah, in this QB-driven league,
sometimes and just not effective.
Yeah. Times. But if you're the Jags, you have to pay him the money because it's a QB-driven league. I mean, you got to have your QB. So even if he just shown flashes, you got to take a chance with that because you're not guaranteed anything. The next quarterback, who knows what the class is going to be, any of the stuff. So,
right.
Those guys don't grow on trees, and he's still a top, I don't know. I mean, at his peak, he's probably a top 15, top 12 quarterback. I mean, he could be a top 10 guy. I don't see him. I mean, yeah, Stroud has 1 year, so obviously he has more to prove. But you've seen more in Stroud's 1 year than you saw in Lawrence, I mean, that says something. It shows on the field. So I mean, I know it's really not. To compare everyone to Stroud's season is crazy because besides for him and Luck, I mean, no one's done that ever. So, but I don't know. I mean, like you said, King, I'm good with it because I don't think he's that guy. So go ahead and put all that money into him. That's good. It's our division. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to affect the rest of their team and be able to sign people.
Yeah.
So,
for sure,
in the long run.
Well, what do y'all think about the Stroud comments? Do y'all think he's creating too much unnecessary pressure, or y'all like the pressure? I mean, I'm cool with it. If he wants it, man, let this dude play ball and talk his stuff, and let him back it up out on the field. We got to
That's how
watch
diamonds are
him
made,
play
right?
ball.
That's how diamonds are made. That pressure.
Making diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
What you think
You
about
gotta
that,
make
John?
them.
You like
And
the
farts.
pressure?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of go both ways. It's not like he's put himself out there too much, just being,
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But at the same time, y'all know me. I mean, I'm just kind of like, part of me
Just
just
talking a
doesn't want
little
to see him
trash
out there
with the
too much.
Colts, right? I mean, that's all it really was.
No,
And I
yeah,
think
yeah,
it was
yeah.
just the QB listing of how he did. Which do y'all agree with that from last year? His ranking with
I didn't see
Mahomes,
it.
Lamar. It was okay. His rank was Mahomes, Lamar, Stroud, Dak, and he said Hurts, then switched it to Allen.
Yeah, I mean, because Burrow was hurt. Because I think he did mention that
Yeah,
too.
he,
Yeah, with
he
Burrow being
did.
hurt,
Yeah,
I'm good with that
changed. What
list.
about Burrow though?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm good with that list. Like, plus, I mean, you got to think about too. He's matured, and yes, he's been in the spotlight for a long time. But he's what 23, 22,
Yeah,
right? So I mean, he's just. I mean, he has the spotlight. The spotlight's bright as hell on him right now. So I think he's handling it well. I think he's hanging out with Cowboys a little too much, but whatever. Maybe he'll be a Texan in a
yeah.
couple
Him and
years.
Parsons, he likes hanging out on the old.
Yeah, I mean, I forgive him for he can't. You get drafted by, you
He
get drafted
does.
by. But yeah. So, but he's talking the talk. But I think he's going to walk it. He already showed he's going to walk it. So I'm good with it, man. We've never had a guy like this just going out there and being like, "Let's go,"
Yeah,
So
yeah. I would say it was
I'm
just a
good with it
little.
all.
It created a little more drama, but the only trash talk he was doing was just a little bit to the Colts. Back
Yeah,
then, it just saying,
which
"Hey, we're here, we're ready to play, baby. We'll go out there
I
and
mean, it's
let's get on the
football.
field again. Let's run it back."
That's what it's
Um,
all about.
and of course, the other comment he said, the Eli Manning and Aaron Rodgers career. Who would you
Oh
rather
yeah.
have?
I mean, I'm taking Rodgers. I disagree with him on that one.
Yeah, Rogers.
I mean, yeah, Eli has one more ring, but just they're not even this. I mean, no offense to Eli, but Rodgers, whether you like him personally or not, if you have a problem with what he talks about or anything he's done on the field, I mean, it shows. And I think he's gonna have a good season this year.
I'll take the
That Jets team.
rings.
Yeah, if he
They,
So
goes
I'll
to
do
they,
I'll
goes
do
to camp.
Manning. Two to one on that one. 2-1. Give me the
I
rings.
mean,
yeah,
I mean that's ridiculous.
I mean, what do you base it?
Aaron
Like just
Rodgers
wanting to
is
be on great
obviously
teams, or are you just saying like his just statistics and everything? I mean, Aaron
just
Rodgers.
he's a better
ability. I
player.
mean,
Well, I
you
mean,
would
he's a
take
dog.
Aaron Rodgers over Eli Manning any freaking. I mean,
I'm sure Aaron
like
Rodgers had a
those
great
Giants
time throwing to
teams.
Devontae Adams and Jordy Nelson all those years. That's for sure.
Those Giants
Yeah,
teams. I mean, their defense was huge. I mean, the Packers really could never get it all together. So
yeah.
and I mean, Eli still had to. He made plays. So I'm not trying to say he
No,
wasn't
he's a
part of
good
that.
quarterback.
But I
Yeah,
mean, Aaron Rodgers is obviously a way better quarterback. Eli Manning had maybe better
But
teams,
this
I
isn't.
guess.
But this not skill. Who would you rather's career? Because that's what it was. It wasn't who would you rather like. You know.
Well, I mean, I'd rather have two Super Bowls than one. I don't know. So that can go Eli.
I think that was more the question.
I just think
Not so much the
it's a very
skills.
vague. It's a vague question.
It was the. I think it was just whose career would you rather have?
I never could stand
I
Eli
don't
Manning.
know.
I'll still go Rodgers. I just can't
He's like,
stand him.
I'll
I never liked him.
sacrifice one ring and just pick Aaron Rodgers.
I don't care if it makes sense or not. Rodgers. I'm going Team
And then, of
Ayahuasca.
course, funny, you got Aaron Rodgers talked about, but then Randall Cobb's comments about Bill O'Brien, which I think that was
Oh
funny.
yeah,
Um, which it wasn't that big of a deal. All he said was Bill was Bill. And he
right.
said it definitely wasn't the Texans of right now. So, Randall Cobb, you're good with me. It didn't sound bad, man. That just sounded like it just wasn't the best time during Texans. But
Well, we traded Hopkins right away, right? Like we signed Cobb, and then we traded Hopkins like right after that.
he said he only worked, or he said, well, yeah, they worked together, but played for him for 2 months, I think.
Okay.
So it must
Yeah.
have not been too long. So I don't think anything he was saying was too harsh or anything. It's probably just
No.
like, hey,
And O'Brien should never been a GM. I mean, he even said that when they were talking to him, a little interview he had or little comments he had. That's not what he's good at. So he admitted that. So I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's over. We got through it, and I think we're better for it.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Thank you, Watson, for being a weirdo.
Yep.
Thank you, Levy Smith, for going for it.
Yeah.
A pathetic
exactly.
loser. Love that one.
Oh man.
But yeah, hey, let's go back a little bit further into Texan time. Take the DeLorean and Andre Johnson's career with the Hall of Fame, and you were showing me the all the information on that with Kubiak. He's going to be inducting him. Is that what's
Yep.
going on, Jeremy?
Yeah. Him and Kubiak have always been close, so he asked him to do the honor. So that's awesome. I always like Kubiak. Like Kubiak's one of those coaches that are just people. It's hard to dislike him. Like he always said the right thing. Like he was always a really good coach. Like he was my favorite coach of the Texans. Up until D'Amico, obviously. But
Yeah. D'Amico's just awesome, man. It's great to have him.
But yeah, I've always loved Kubiak as well. Those are our best
Because he was Texas A&M.
years.
Right? Texas A&M?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
St. Pius
Yep.
High School.
Yep. Houston legend.
Yeah. I was happy for him to go to Denver and get a ring. I was happy.
Yeah, right away.
Yeah.
Was the next season or 2 years?
I think
It was clear soon.
Yeah,
One or two. Yeah.
One or two. But good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, can't wait to look forward to all that good stuff because that'll be going on. And hey, man, Andre Johnson, we dropped that throwback Thursday. He looked pretty good in that Miami uniform. It looked pretty sharp on him, but he was a dog back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if
That
you can't
Miami
root for
team
Andre
was
Johnson, if you can't root for Andre Johnson, you can't root for anybody. That guy does everything the right way. I mean, he's the pro's pro. So, I mean, to be our first Hall of Famer, like, man, and then Waddle be coming up. So it's we had to wait a little while because we're still a new, everybody talks about, us and not winning, but we're still, as far as NFL teams, little baby, still getting our sea legs. So, and now we're have 2 Hall of Famers. So, but yeah, man, Dre, that's amazing for him. And everything he's done is just like, he's so excited. Like he's, 12 years old on Christmas morning, so it's awesome to see.
It is awesome to see. I'm ready to get me a new jersey, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. They've been looking.
No, we need several jerseys.
One. John,
Have
don't
y'all
like
seen
the
him?
emblems on the side of the jerseys.
Have y'all seen him in person? Have y'all seen anybody wearing them?
I hadn't seen any in person.
No,
I've seen 2 of them. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to just stir the pot here. Like,
oh, here we go.
obviously it's it's obvious the fit. They're not. It's regular dudes wearing them. Like, I mean, so it's not like the fit of like where I saw the white one where the stripe's gonna be.
Yeah.
It just looks kind of like off centered. It was like over the but I like the design. Besides that, it looked good, and I saw the alternate one, the H-Town blue one, the navy with everything, and I just don't like like I said, I don't like the emblem on the sleeves. To me, it's just a little too much. But they look good though. Like the colors.
Were they legit?
All of them.
Were they legit ones, John, or were they the ones from like the Valley? Like I'm saying, like were they the legit ones or like?
Yeah.
Like, legit.
No,
You never know. You can get some pretty good knockoffs nowadays.
I mean, they probably saw them in Fiesta right now.
Of things, they're just a few. The number 7 will be a little lower. Stroud's a little crooked. $25.
It's still gonna look like what it looks like. Yeah. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. Yeah.
You don't know anything about the bootleg stuff?
No.
Okay.
I just go through the NFL shop, spend $300 on a jersey.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Gotcha.
Well, shoot, that wraps things here up at 3J Sports. We're out.
Peace.
Later.